Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
So I guess we're ready.
I guess we're ready.
I clicked the button.
We literally spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out what kind of intro we're gonna have.
And we're just gonna have this as an intro.
See, eventually we will actually have an intro, and it's gonna be like cool stuff's gonna be happening.
And somebody in a radio voice tagging in podcast.
the world's most unprofessional professional wrestling podcast.
And you got somebody in the background. So I'm professional. Just like yelling in the background.
That's right. I was like, sound like that guy from the movie trailers.
Exactly.
And a dark, long time ago, you have two young men trying to do a wrestling podcast.
Instead of an intro, we're gonna do like Star Wars, where you got to read the intro.
And in a podcast a long time ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Two jackasses trying to talk about something they don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
I feel like it's perfect.
Well, all I know is we're gonna start with something I'm excited about.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. First, we have to do a shameless plug.
About what?
A shameless plug.
With what?
You should go like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bar before you start this, and get ready for an exciting episode. Something like that. It's a shameless plug.
I guess.
So what are we going to talk about? Something excited about?
Yeah.
Ooh, is it juicy?
It is juicy.
Is it good?
It's
Ooh,
as
what's
juicy
going to
as
happen?
this.
What is it going to happen?
Finally, Brock Lesnar hopefully done with the WWE.
Really?
Hopefully.
Apparently so.
I hope so. Maybe not.
Maybe not, because how many times we've been like, oh, Brock's, he's done for. He's good. He's going away. He's going.
I thought he was going to be done after this year's WrestleMania.
I really did too, and then he won. I was like,
yeah, I thought he was. I thought he'd be done after this year's WrestleMania. Just
it make the most sense.
Yeah, where his contract would have been.
It did make the most sense. It was like, oh, Roman's finally going to win. It's WrestleMania. It's been 2 years.
And he's out of the USADA testing pools and everything. Like,
and he'll
be ready to get USADA tested.
To go back in the UFC, which I think he's actually officially started.
Yeah.
He's actually started.
He's back in the
and he's
stuff.
Before you know it, his body's going to start looking a little bit more
real,
a little bit flabbier, a little bit older. So let's start this off. Well, actually, really ain't much to talk. I mean, I guess there is a lot to talk about.
The rumors are pointing to yes.
They are pointing to yes. So
it's rumored he has 3 dates left in his current contract: a Raw before SummerSlam, and the Raw after. He's apparently turned on Heyman.
He did. On Raw this past week, he did turn on Heyman. It was cool, but it was like, I don't know. I was like, what's the point, I guess?
So he's going full heel.
Basically, he's officially gone full heel. Something WWE never has really, messed with. They're like, oh, I don't want Brock to go full heel. Yeah, we're like, he's big bucks. We need him to be kind of tweener, badass. I guess he was a tweener. I guess. People used to like him.
Well, yeah, but that was before. Now it's him and Roman fight for everything.
No, you got Braun Strowman was in the mix for like
it's him,
2.5.
But you knew it was him and Roman.
Yeah, it's him and Roman. That's always going to be him.
Nobody wants to watch that.
So,
again,
just a comment I want to make. So you know how they're always like, I don't want Brock Roman shouldn't main event. The WWE's worried about the reaction.
Yeah.
So why do they keep doing it if they're worried about the reaction?
Because it's Vince McMahon.
It makes no sense.
Because he keeps doing it. Because he's like, eventually it'll work. It's like Stockholm Syndrome.
Eventually it's going to work.
Yeah, eventually it's going to work. Like, you're going to fall in love with your captor. Like, it's like, if the more I push this, the more they're going to enjoy it.
The more I basically rape the audience, eventually they will like it.
Exactly.
Is that basically what you're trying to get at?
That's what he's trying to do.
Wow. Owen Wilson. Wow.
But there's really not much to talk about.
Nope. But is he going to leave WWE?
I hope so.
Apparently, according to the latest Wrestling Observer, he wants to work kind of not part-time deals, but he wants to do like, what is it called necessarily? He wants to do short-term deals where he's like, I'll come in and do a match. I'll come in and do a couple matches, do a little run.
But does that mean he doesn't have the title though, right?
Well,
because technically that's what he's doing.
Goldberg
now.
also did a short run.
Well, that's fine if he wins the title and then loses it.
If he does a short run and never loses the title, just holds on to it forever.
Yeah.
Brock loves him. That's why. Basically, he may, maybe not. It's pointing that's a possibility. It seems like he's lost Heyman. Heyman's probably going to do something else.
He'll go to like Ronda.
Possibly. Or the rumors were Roman for the longest time.
Don't ruin Paul Heyman for me.
He could go to Ronda. Well, Ronda can talk for herself.
I know.
She has good promos. She can do her good. She's
know,
doing great on her own. So
it's the same.
Maybe they'll do like an upcomer, like
Aleister Black.
Oh, I was about to say Aleister Black, but I was like, man, I don't know. He's so badass and mystique by himself. He doesn't need Paul Heyman. So Brock, he might be leaving. I feel like we talk about this every week. We say the same thing.
I know.
He might be here.
Brock Watch 2018.
We won't know until after SummerSlam's over. If he loses that title, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. So we'll find out at August
19th.
So
my birthday.
Let's find out.
Speaking of Black.
Poor Black. So he's injured. He's apparently injured this past Saturday's NXT. He apparently got crotched. This is according to the Wrestling Observer. He got crotched by... It says... I don't know if it's supposed to be crutched or he got hit in the crotch by Ciampa. You want to read that? And
yeah, give me a second.
Explain. Make sure I'm not reading the...
Doing Mike stuff. Per the Observer, Aleister Black is injured and had to get surgery, so he'll be out for at least some time, though it's unclear how long. Black was reportedly injured at Saturday's WWE NXT live event in Las Vegas after being crotched by NXT Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa defeated Black to retain his title in that match, which was the main event of the show. It was noted that Black will be okay in this, but the situation was described as quite scary when it happened.
There's no word whether
crotched. He probably got not want to say hit in the nether region.
See, when I originally read, I thought it said crutched.
Yeah.
Because, that's Ciampa's thing is a crutch. But I kept reading it crotch. So did he get hit in the nether regions? In the nethers?
I don't know. Unless he actually got legitly crutched and they misspelled it.
So we'll know eventually. But
yeah, we'll know what happened eventually.
So it's unclear at the moment whether it's going to be an NXT TakeOver. So if he's not going to be an NXT TakeOver, I guess we're getting Ciampa Gargano?
I hope so. That would be nice.
I'd be fine with that, but I kind of like the element of Aleister being involved based on the way he lost the title.
But if he's hurt, he really can't do nothing about it.
He can't do nothing about it, of course not. They're going to just Gargano Ciampa, or they'll figure something out. Yeah. And Aleister may be okay enough to kind of cost the match or something, because Gargano cost the title for him in that NXT TakeOver and NXT TV taping.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Hopefully he's not injured too. Maybe he's just going to be out for a couple weeks, heal up. He's a badass. Hopefully he's going to be there. And also that kind of ruined his call up too.
Yeah, it really did.
Potential call up.
He's still going to be called up. Well, it'd be better, I think, now that he's got injured, and if he's out for a little bit, not long, but like a month or two, and then he just shows up on Raw or SmackDown.
Shows up on Raw one day.
Yeah, instead of
I still like my theory. They shows up the night after SummerSlam, beats Roman or whoever is the champion in 1 second with a black mask. It's gonna happen. My theories always work.
Okay. Speaking of people who got injured and never really came back.
Yeah. So we got I almost said the big dog. Jeez. I don't think he's the big dog.
The big dog of Staten Island who's really not even from Staten.
Where's he from?
I don't know. He's not. That's not apparently.
I think he's from actually New Jersey.
Is it? I don't know.
New Jersey. If I'm not mistaken.
He was with the Queen of Staten Island, even though she's from L.A.
You can't teach that. You can't touch that anymore either.
Yeah, you can't touch that anymore either. 'Cause they're not together.
No. But anyway, yes, Big Cass has made his return on the indie, or is going to make his return on the indie scene. I should say, not the indie scene.
Indie Seed.
On Friday, September 31st, at Big Time Wrestling's upcoming event in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And
Cass is being advertised as
Big Kaz.
C-A-Z-Z.
Like
so just
Kaz.
take the S's and put Z's there.
So you pronounce this Big Cass or Big Kaz?
It's probably Big Kaz. I don't know what to say about this.
I don't either. So do you think he'll go far in the indie scene?
No.
So what was the last guy that got kind of released and he was going to make a big name in the indie scene and went nowhere?
I don't know because I didn't watch it that religiously like I do now. So I had no idea.
Well, when I say recently, I mean probably since Cody got released, around that time.
What's his name?
What is his name?
We the People.
Oh, Jack Swagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing much. His name is Jake Strong now. He's on he's on Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
That's about it. He's been released since for about a year now.
Yeah.
He hasn't done much of anything. Or do you remember Damien Mizdow? Remember him? Stunt double for the Miz.
Oh yeah.
Had the Money in the Bank contracts, like a leather. He's supposed to be like the world's smartest guy. Yeah, he didn't go nowhere.
Yeah,
he didn't go nowhere either. He's an actor, so good for him.
I guess.
Good for him. I mean,
there's not much to talk about this week.
No, but on a side note, guess who was officially a mayor?
Corporate Kane?
Corporate Kane, the big red machine. I don't have
of Knox
notes.
County.
I don't have notes on here, but that just was announced today that he's officially the mayor. So, hopefully he gets to tombstone some politicians, choke slam somebody. I wonder if he's gonna be like a dick, like it was Corporate Kane. What if he was? That'd be funny.
I don't think so. He'll probably be.
No, apparently he's a really
mayor,
nice.
So
apparently he's a really nice guy.
As a mayor, you don't have much to do.
No, not really. Especially like a little Knox County. Where's Knox County?
Knoxville.
Is it Knoxville?
I think so.
Is it Knoxville?
I think so. I don't know.
It makes the most sense, but it's probably one of those situations where it's like, it's probably like right beside or like nowhere close.
It probably is.
I think
Knox
it is
County.
close to. I think it is close to Knoxville actually. Oh.
No, I had it on 40 watts.
Hitting big.
Instead of 105.
But I was gonna make notes on that, but it's one of those things we just talk about. He's the mayor. Yay.
He does some mayoral
work. Mayoral.
May Young Classic work.
He debuts in the May Young Classic. What if he doesn't dress up as like Kane? He's in there wearing like a 2-piece. He's wearing like a bikini.
But it's red still though.
It's like a red top and bottoms. He's wearing lipstick, a wig. Look, it's Khan.
Remember the black? What was her name? It was
Congo Khan.
Yeah.
Congo Khan. Yeah. She's still an Impact.
Is she?
Yeah.
She was scary.
You talking about when you watched TNA?
Yeah.
Man, them were the days. That was when TNA. Well, was that before Hogan and Bischoff? That's when it was really good. That's like
really good.
Samoa Joe, AJ,
Kurt, Rhino, Shark Boy. When he was
Shark
doing
Boy.
The Stone Cold gimmick.
Oh yes.
He got a head injury and come out.
I remember. I know what you're talking about.
You had Jay Lethal was doing the Macho Man.
The Macho Man was, and he did the Ric Flair after that. He was the Black Machismo, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Black Machismo.
Yeah.
Macho Man.
Who else was in it?
Christopher Daniels was always was there.
Christopher Daniels, yeah, but I don't remember Christopher Daniels that much. Lij was in it.
Lij.
LAX.
LAX,
sorry.
like OJ LAX. It was like Conan, Homicide. And all
yeah.
that.
I don't know why I said LIJ. I meant LAX.
Lij.
You know what I meant.
Naito and the Impact Zone.
You knew what I meant.
I did. I'm trying to think if I was in Impact. I guess it was TNA Impact Wrestling at the time.
It was TNA.
It's still but didn't they call it Impact Wrestling too? It was like TNA Impact Wrestling or something like that. It was on what day was it on?
TNA on TNT.
Which channel? Like not channel, but
it's on TNT.
I thought it was Spike.
Did both.
So what day was it on? Was it Thursday?
Friday. I had to switch between it and SmackDown. When I was a kid.
Okay. So yeah, this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I do like those. They had the Joe Kurt feud.
I remember watching
which is
Joe
great.
and Kurt feud.
That was
Abyss.
great. Abyss when he was
Sabu.
Was Rob Van Dam in then?
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel like Rob Van Dam was still in WWE.
I quit watching TNA when he
debuted.
Same with Sting when Sting debuted.
Okay.
So after Sting debuted, I quit. I didn't watch it much after that.
Well, how's
because
that?
Jeff Hardy got in it and all that. So I don't remember any of Jeff Hardy being in it.
Jeff Jarrett. Well, Jeff Jarrett's always.
I didn't remember Jeff Jarrett stuff, but I don't remember.
Hold on, what's that?
What?
Ain't I great?
Ain't I great? JEFF JARRET. Ain't I great?
Love Jeff Jarrett.
How many times we met that man? He's super nice every time.
He is really nice, but I feel like, remember, was it last year when he got he went to rehab or something and went off the rails? Remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? I remember that.
I know.
We're getting way too off topic.
We're getting way too
off topic.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, let's go to Lucha Tag Team coming to WWE.
What?
This has nothing to do with
Jeff Jarrett.
But I'll let you read about this one.
WWE officials have made overtures to Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. Ooh, the Lucha Brothers. According to the Wrestling Observer himself, the newsletter, the brothers currently hold the MLW Tag Team titles and their former PWG World Tag Team titles as the Los Lucha Brothers. Pentagon also held the Impact World Heavyweight title this year, but yet there's no word on if they are coming. They're just WWE's making offers saying, hey, they want them. But they're still on contract, if I'm not mistaken, for another couple of years.
Oh, okay. So it's just something they're interested in.
Kind of like they're interested in Kenny Omega and Cody every week, and the Young Bucks.
But they can buy out their contract though, because it's probably not
they could probably
expensive.
Get out of the Lucha contracts.
Yeah.
I think Ricochet actually his contract was over when he went.
Yeah.
But they could probably somehow talk them do something.
They could pay them out of their contract.
Yeah, I would like
if
to.
They really want them. They could pay for them.
Oh, I would love to see them in the like NXT.
Yeah.
It'd be great for the tag team division because Phoenix. I look at it this way: they're kind of like Pentagon's kind of like Kenny Omega. He's not like a super. He can high fly. He's not a super high flyer, but he's also got the in ring psychology. He's also like what's the word? What's Kenny? He's a high flyer, but he's also well, of course, technical. He's just strong style, hard hitting. That's how I would describe Pentagon Jr. He's kind of like Kenny. He's like the Mexican Kenny Omega in a way, I guess. I don't know. Somebody would probably comment and be like, "You're a jackass." And also, Phoenix is one of the best high flyers, easily right now. He's ridiculous.
He has wings.
If I'm not mistaken, on his mask, he does have wings on the top. He does have.
That's
wings.
what helps him fly. It's the wings.
It's the wings.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like Mario when he has the wings.
Mm-hmm.
He has the.
So
he has
think
the,
about
is it the wings on his ears?
You got to think about your your attire, your ring attire. If you don't have wings, you're not gonna be able to fly. So,
didn't Rey Mysterio have wings?
Yeah.
He flew. Okay. So, like, we trying to think of a gimmick that's not flyer but something else. So, I need help here. Like a gimmick that's not like a flyer gimmick, like something that's different and associated with their attire.
I don't know.
Man, I was really trying to get somewhere with this.
I was just making a joke.
And I was actually really trying to think about this too.
I was really just making a joke about being a high flyer and having wings.
With their attire, if they have wings on their attire, they're a high flyer.
Yep, that's all I was trying to do.
So if Shark Boy has fins, he's a shark, right?
Exactly.
He can swim. Yep. Okay, same different. All right, we've officially reached the end of that. We have decided that.
We'll go on to something that we have to discuss because I have some anger towards this, if this is true.
And of the brand split?
Yeah.
Oh, did I just ruin it?
No.
Okay, well, talk about it.
Brand split ending sooner rather than later.
I hope not.
I hope not. According to the sources, there is some backstage speculation that WWE may once again be ending their brand split in 2019 in order to keep their new deal with Fox. WWE officials are reportedly concerned that Fox could back out of the deal due to ratings. As previously reported on eWrestlingNews.com, WWE and Fox agreed to a 5-year deal back in May that is worth $1.025 billion for SmackDown to air live on Fox Network beginning in October 2019. WWE officials, including Vince McMahon, are reportedly worried that Fox could back out a long-term deal due to ratings for SmackDown. If this were to happen, WWE would more likely panic and end the brand split.
Do they not remember
how bad the ratings were?
When they were even worse.
Yes, they were even worse.
They were even worse. If SmackDown was basically just like the B show.
It was
like
a recap.
It was a recap show / it was just like, hey, here's some cool matches that you're probably not going to watch. Here you go. Or here's the same matches that just happened, but in a tag team version. Or remember that tag team match from last night?
We're going to do a singles match.
We're going to do the singles match with each of the teams.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Like there really was no point. I remember when we got back into watching it, I watched SmackDown. So I was like, ooh. I remember when I watched SmackDown years ago.
And it was great.
It was great.
It was better than Raw.
It was. And then we watched it. This was probably 2016.
2015,
16. Okay, somewhere around there. And I was like, oh my God. I'm wasting my life watching this.
Oh, yeah,
like, it'd be different if there's great matches.
Yeah.
Like, if they were putting on great matches, and it'd give you a reason to watch, yeah. But they were just like the Raw leftovers.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Sloppy seconds from Raw.
They think the ratings are bad now. Ooh. If they do that again, it'll make it worse.
Wait. I feel like they should at least. So you think this could either in two ways. Either they're going to double down on SmackDown, or they're going to just say, screw it.
They would basically, when I say double down on SmackDown, I think they do more of like, well, we had Raw. We didn't get to do everything we wanted in our 3 hours. We're just going to carry it over to SmackDown. but it's on what, Thursday or Friday now?
It's going. Well, when I say double down, I mean like now. Like when I say like, hey, the ratings are down. We need to do something for Fox. Is like, hey, can they even first of all, can they even back out of this?
Yes.
They can't back out of this. Okay, so probably what's going to happen if the, or I think what's going to happen. So if the viewership,
you're talking about double down. You're talking about putting more talent on SmackDown.
Bigger angles, bigger talent.
They could be doing that now. They have AJ Styles there. You literally could put, but what's going to happen is they'll put Roman on there.
Well, I don't think they put.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll put like Seth
and Finn.
And like that. Yeah. Basically what they would do. And probably like big call-ups eventually they'll put on there. They're like, hey, we need to do something. Which, yeah, they could be doing now. They could honestly do that with the talent they have now and just make big stories out. But they just choose not to. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's great stories on it. It's a great show. They just not as, they don't feel as big as they do on Raw. They don't make it. I won't say they don't make it as big. Not that they don't feel as big. They don't make it as big.
But they can always pull out of. You can always pull out a contract as long as
this is not started
kind of thing,
yet. Okay, so either they'll, like I said, double down, or they will end the brand split, which would be idiotic.
Yeah, it'd be stupid.
Because if they end the brand split, then it's gonna, all the big stuff's gonna happen on Raw. SmackDown here drops down, and they're definitely going to get screwed.
Yeah,
like we just talked about.
That's really
just.
I don't want it to happen. Well, this.
We'll get to. We have to talk about. You want to talk about some positivity?
Talk about Cody.
Positivity. We're gonna talk about Cody Rhodes.
You talk about Cody because you know more about it than I do.
There's not much. I mean, so there was a fan. I don't know if many people's heard about it. I've seen it on Twitter. So a fan posted or sent Cody saying, "Hey, I bought a ticket to All In. Sadly, I won't be able to afford to go. I want to go, so I'm definitely gonna keep the ticket though for just a."
Well, like momentum or memento.
Yeah, something like that. Cody's like, well, I hate to hear about that. What's your budget? PM me, send me your PayPal. And then the guy posts on there, oh my God, Cody Rhodes just paid for my trip to All In.
Yeah.
And then Cody said, it's no problem at all. It's a little gift from the Bucks and I from what you guys have been doing for All In.
How much was it?
It didn't say.
It had to be a couple grand.
It had to have been a decent chunk of change.
Yeah.
Because they probably paid for flight, hotel, all that. So I'm sure Cody's done this. Cody's done that before. Fans have been like, hey, couldn't afford to buy tickets to the show, so he'd guest list them.
Yeah. And
he's like, he would send people like shirts and his pop, stuff like that.
Why can't we afford to not go to shows?
I don't know. Well, I mean, eventually, the podcast.
We're just some little poor podcasters over here.
We can't go to the show. We gotta afford to pay like food, rent, and stuff like that. So we've been big fans for a long time, and we want to go to the show.
I have a Marty tattoo.
I'm wearing a Rusev Day shirt. They're like, man, that guy's got good taste.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's really cool of Cody.
The Smash Mouth is good. Oh.
Smash Mouth's good?
Yeah.
You want to sing it?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Do you remember that guy that used to sing the covers of All Star on top of other songs? Yeah. My favorite was the Evanescence one. We talked about before the podcast.
It's like Bring Me to Life.
Yeah, and it fit perfectly.
He does it all of them. They fit great.
Didn't he do like Linkin Park like in the end? Yeah. And it fit perfectly too.
It's just how he sang it. What else do we got?
Cool stuff
we don't have written down.
We'll talk about the G1. I want to talk about the G1 and some of the standings.
Well, go ahead because
you want to do it now before we get to squash news.
We'll do that before the last thing we do.
Because the reason why it's squash news today.
It's the last
squash news. So if anybody doesn't know what squash news is what we do at the very end of our show. Just basically like the news.
It's basically our show wrapped into a bundle.
It's kind of like
it's a quick recap.
A quick recap / like fast.
Even though we take more time sometimes on squash news than we do the entire podcast.
We do, because sometimes it's interesting topics that really aren't much like notes to talk about, but we can easily like just
riff off of.
So we're going to have the G1 2018, if I can pull it up. Got it. Okay, so it ends next Sunday.
Right.
And there's another show, I think, tomorrow morning. It's the B block. So this is the current standings as of today. We have the A block in the lead. We have Hiroshi Tanahashi with 12 points, which means he only lost one match.
Yeah.
Then we have JY with 10, Okada with 10, Suzuki with 8, Evil with 8, Elgin with 6, Fale with 6, Page and Makabe with 4, and Yoshihashi with the stunning 2 with 1 win.
Yeah.
Yeah, going big. So if I'm not mistaken, if they don't have at least like 8 or 10 points, they're eliminated. Right. There's no way of them winning.
Okay.
So we have in Block B, like I said, there's one more show tomorrow. So that's why it sounds like kind of the numbers sound kind of funky. It's because the A just had a show today or yesterday, and the B's is tomorrow. So in the lead we have Kenny Omega, which is currently undefeated still. Still undefeated. I think he has matches against, if I'm not mistaken, it's Yano, Ishii, and Kota Ibushi, which the Ibushi match is the last match.
He should win all of them except the Ibushi match. That one's gonna be he'll beat Ibushi, but it'll be a good.
It'll be his first time beating Ibushi too.
Yeah, he'll beat Ibushi because he hasn't beat Ibushi, but
he'll beat Ibushi.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that one. So but yeah, Naito at 10, Ibushi at 8, Sonata at 6, Sabre at 6, Goto, Ishii, Juice, and Tonga at 4, and Yano at 2. So
I think it's funny Tonga's talking all that shit, Bullet Club stuff.
Well, he hasn't technically lost the matches. He was disqualified from all of them.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was disqualified because he's like, fuck the G1.
Oh.
You know, the OGs are making their mark. So he literally just, every single match he was in, he just beat the shit out of them. And then the Fale and Low and all of them came out. So that's why he's only got 4.
That makes more sense.
Unlike, sadly, Hangman Page, he's lost. He's only won 2.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, he's a newcomer.
Yeah.
But, Jay White with 10, wow.
Yeah. Jay White's
that's
really
cool.
Good.
So, prediction time. I'm going to go out and say Kenny's going to win the entire
Juice
thing.
Robinson's going to pull it out.
What is that, 4? He's going. Even if he won every single match, he would still lose the next 3 matches.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to say Kenny might come out of it undefeated. The first undefeated person ever in the G1.
Probably.
Which would be really cool.
It would be.
I remember we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I was just thinking about this earlier when I was looking at the G1. You were like, how do they map all this out? I'm sure basically all they do is take the key matches, the big matches, kind of line them up, and then they just literally shuffle the rest of them and just say, well, these are happening here.
Probably.
And they're just like, well, he's going to obviously lose that one, blah, blah, blah. So, and of course they have those key matchups like the Ibushi, Omega last, Okada, Tanahashi last.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I'm sure that's how they work out that G1. I'm assuming. But they also have...
I'm so sleepy. I keep yawning.
Unlike WWE, they probably map their stuff out. Apparently they might map their stuff out at Wrestle Kingdom for the rest of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently Gato just maps every single thing out for the rest of the year. Talk about long-term booking.
Yeah, which is great because that's what keeps up for good shows.
I'm sure WWE long-term books. I'm sure they book that Rumble like...
They do book it. Don't get me wrong. But like week to week, they have an end goal.
Roman's going over.
Exactly.
Eventually
Roman's going to go over. But in between
there's some little bumps in
Roman's
the road.
going to go over.
So that's the long-term booking. I think we've talked about that too.
Yeah,
we said Roman's going over. Just think about it. How do you think the G1 reminds you of the Rumble, of course. It's kind of like their big things they have in their own way. Do you think they actually map out the Rumble like months in advance? Or do you think literally 2 days before events like, all right, who's going over? Howard.
I think it's like a month before at the earliest.
You think so?
Yeah. Because Vince is so wishy-washy on what he wants.
They're probably like, listen, I don't want to map this entire thing out for it to get changed.
Exactly. So
yay for long-term booking. I want to squash.
I look awful.
Huh?
I look awful.
Could be worse.
I have like raccoon eyes.
You could have like half your ear gone.
Could, but it's fixed now. He fixed it. Okay, on to squash news.
They're probably, what the hell is he talking about? Squash news, because it's kind of a little bit of longer squash news today.
Yeah, I can see that.
News. A little bit more of a squash. It's kind of like a jobber match.
Okay.
But not. So we're going to call it jobber news next.
There is said to be a very good chance that FS1 will air SmackDown pre-show each Friday night. According to Richard, I don't know how to say his last name, of The Athletic. I'm not even going to try. There's also talks of FS1 hosting post-shows following major WWE events, such as SummerSlam. Regarding the on-air talents for the potential WWE pre-shows and post-shows on FS1, Richard noted that the talents would be hired by Fox, but there would likely be some kind of approval from WWE.
Yay.
Just more ways for them to make money.
Yep.
Which is good.
Probably be a bunch of people that have no fuck clues they're talking about.
It's fine as long as they make money.
They're making money. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't say nothing bad about the product.
What?
Roman going. Roman is officially
getting cheered.
Getting cheered. I was gonna come up with something else, but I was like, yeah, he's getting cheered.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So during that, like we talked about earlier, that Paul Heyman, Brock, Angle segment at the end of last week's Raw. So Brock, like I said, turned on Heyman, F5'd Kurt, and at the very end of it, you hear, I'm not kidding, listen to this. No, you don't hear that. You hear the crowd chanting, "We want Roman." Like
it was crowd noise.
Like it wasn't like the girl. It was like a decent portion of the crowd chanting, "We want Roman."
It's crowd noise. They piped it in.
You think they piped it in? I mean, they did some pretty good piping. That's pretty damn good on Vince McMahon's part.
They had a bunch of pipes, and people were going, "We want Roman," and it was
they were piping it up. You see in the background, what's those like a didgeridoo? Like that episode of SpongeBob with the didgeridoo.
Yes,
classic.
So
Roman is officially they've done it.
He's finally getting over.
They've done it. Vince McMahon's like, finally, I've raped y'all enough to the point where you've just enjoyed it at this point.
So now, on to someone I hope they actually push correctly when he gets the main roster.
Based on this news, it sounds like that'd be the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, Ricochet bringing in the big
bucks. Not the young bucks.
No.
Not the young bucks' dad.
No.
Not Papa Buck, but apparently, according to the Observer, Ricochet's boosting house show numbers for NXT.
Well, have you seen him wrestle?
It's fantastic.
It's great.
Have you seen his look?
It's sexy.
Have you seen his posture?
What's the difference in him being sexy that you don't understand?
Have you heard his voice? Yeah. But have you seen his look?
Exactly.
Have you seen him in the ring?
Exactly.
He's great. I mean, okay, if he's boosted house show numbers, it makes the most sense.
Yeah,
that push the guy that's making it in the numbers.
Push him into the moon. Just literally grab him and throw him into
the moon. Just literally as far as you can throw him.
Yep.
So that means Universal Champion?
Yep. Day one.
I remember when Finn debuted and he beat Roman.
And he won.
Yeah. I could see it kind of being like that.
Yeah.
But I really hope they at least do more with him. I do Finn.
Well, he got hurt. That's what ruined everything.
Yeah, he did win the Universal Champion too in the first month. He was in the main roster.
And he got hurt, so
Ricochet, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to have a lengthy run in NXT. Probably get that NXT champion. Well, if he might pick up the North American
It's crazy to think about right now. When the Universal title was created, how great they were doing with it.
You had Seth,
Finn,
Kevin Owens. Chris Jericho was kind of in the mix.
Yeah, and then Goldberg Brock. And then it's been garbage ever since.
What was the best thing to come out of this Brock run? Joe getting that little push? No, Joe had some great promos in that build-up.
Joe was amazing.
And that segment of him choking out Paul Heyman.
Oh, yeah, it was great. But
that's probably the best thing that's come out of this whole scenario.
Since Brock started. Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it, a year ago, or it's been 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
You got Seth, Finn in the mix. Wow.
So now we're returning to Monday Night Wars.
Monday Night. ROH. New Japan.
The big television deals WWE landed for Raw and SmackDown have potential competitors. Impact, ROH, New Japan, and MLW hoping to land a big contract themselves. On a recent Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer himself,
the Wrestling Observer,
speculated that if one of those companies got their own lucrative deal, they'd become the first big competitor the WWE has had in years.
So it's not well.
If Ring of Honor got a legit lucrative TV deal, and they were on Hulu or Netflix or something like that,
and they got their shit together,
I would watch it over WWE any day.
What about New Japan?
Same. But you know what I'm saying? Those two I could watch over
now,
WWE
now
product.
Impact nowadays is getting there. I feel like if they keep going the way they're going, it could definitely be some top-notch stuff.
It could, yeah.
Because apparently Slammiversary was one of the best. This was the best pay-per-view this year. As everybody's talking about. Like Stephen Larson was talking about. A lot of people were talking about. It was like the best wrestling show they've seen all year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So who would have thought? Impact Wrestling pulling up a win.
It would be cool. It would actually boost WWE's numbers because they would have to try harder.
Monday Night Wars again.
Theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically, yes. Vince would be like, well, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
But honestly, what company do you think could go against?
New Japan would be hard because it's in Japan.
It's a Japanese. It's a very niche.
But you have a lot of weebos.
Weebos.
You know what a weebo is?
Explain to the audience what weebo is.
Okay, weebo is the people who like watch anime and have body pillows and like embrace the culture of Japan, but they're white.
That's what.
Or African.
I think I've heard this actually.
Yeah. Like.
I don't think a bunch of weebos will be watching. To be completely honest with you.
Yes.
Just because it's Japanese.
Just because it's Japanese. People.
Really?
Yes, people will do that.
But like I said, in a logical standpoint, do you think New Japan could be that big?
It would probably be Impact or Ring of Honor.
Yes, because New Japan's really like a niche thing. It's Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of names you can't pronounce. Most people can't pronounce. Like it took forever for people to pronounce Shinsuke's name properly. Yeah. Could you imagine the entire roster?
I mean, I did Shinsuke Nakamura pretty easy, but that's because it's not that hard.
It's not. But there's people that's like...
It's not like...
It's like Shinsuke Nakamura.
It's like imagine if like Kota Ibushi...
Those are easy. Like, I mean...
Like, imagine if Kota Ibushi came, or...
what do you mean?
Like, the names. Like, Tanahashi, Takahashi.
Naito.
Yeah.
What... I mean, it does... It's possible that New Japan could take over the North America. Because, I mean, look what Kenny's done.
Well, yeah.
In just a short span, Kenny has brought New Japan up.
Yeah. But I don't
like
think
insane numbers. So it's more likely ROH Impact.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Not MLW.
No, not MLW. On to future tag team plans.
Oh, Lord. So, like, a part of me is happy about this news, but the other part of me is like, no, don't do it.
On a recent Wrestling Observer line, transcription via Sportskeeda, Brian Alvarez commented on plans for Dean Ambrose and Jason Jordan when they return from injury. Last I heard it was going to be Jordan and Gable again,
yes,
and Rollins and Ambrose
the teams. No, don't get me wrong. They're a good tag team. It's a Shield, blah, 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 nostalgia. Okay. Seth needs to be Universal Champion. That's where he belongs.
Yeah.
That's where he needs to belong. Dean Ambrose, want to turn heel. Intercontinental, maybe go to SmackDown. I don't care.
John Moxley ended up.
That's fine too. That's fine.
CZW days.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Whatever. I thought it was asleep. Ooh. But I don't want them to be a tag team. Like, why?
I don't know.
You have two huge stars, and you're just gonna put them in the tag division.
It's to boost the tag division.
I mean, it's not to boost them. That's for damn sure.
No, it's to boost the tag division. That's all it is. It's just a boost.
How about this? You want to boost your tag division? Have them go out there and have some damn good matches.
They have good tag teams, but they don't use them. The Club.
Great tag team.
The Revival.
Great, fantastic tag team. The Usos New Day. Yeah, okay, now listen, they get pushed pretty big.
Yeah.
Still great. The Bar. Great tag team.
What about Authors of Pain? They're not bad.
They're not bad at all.
But you put...
Especially in NXT, they were great.
You have people like the Bludgeon Brothers.
They're not, but listen, like...
They're not bad.
Fashion Police are actually really good tag. If you think, Tyler Breeze is great. Fandango's great. The Ascension actually can put on great matches.
Like, they're pushing, like, the Bludgeon Brothers. They're pushing them because they're Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Those are big dudes.
Yeah, that's it.
Vince McMahon likes big, sweaty men.
And it's stupid because they're not in the caliber, and their gimmicks aren't in the caliber of the Revival, the Club, New Day, Fashion Police, Usos. Like, it's just a garbage, group.
I think it'd be different if honestly the creative was different behind them. I think they might be okay if they were kind of, I don't know, like their promos when they first came out weren't great. They didn't talk. Their video.
They're trying to be the Wyatt family 2.0 is what they're trying to push.
I see them as like Authors of Pain meets the Wyatt family.
Yeah,
basically.
That's all it is. Yeah.
And I don't know.
Like, what is War Machine, aka War Ravengers, been doing?
War Raiders.
Yeah.
Nothing really.
Because in Ring of Honor, they were amazing.
They're great. In New Japan, they were great. Well, I think they're kind of teasing a feud with them against Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain.
Okay.
So that could probably push them in the direction they need to go.
Okay, I hope so.
But even speaking of great tag teams, that'd be Jordan and Gable.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Push them in there. Have them put on some great matches. There you go. You don't need Rollins and Ambrose. I want to see Rollins in the Universal title scene. I want to see Ambrose
in the WWE, like in the WWE title scene, Intercontinental,
US,
like,
whatever.
He can go for the WWE title or the Universal. He can go for it. He can win it and hold it for, a month or two.
He did it. He's done it before.
Like, he did fine.
I thought he was great. Yeah.
Let him be a transitional champion that holds it for a month or two because his ring works good. His
mic skills are great.
It works, but
stick him in the tag because you know what? It don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't.
What? I mean, it makes sense, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
It makes sense. They want to boost their tag division, sure, but it's a waste. It's honestly a waste on two great talents. They could be easily up in that main event scene, putting on fantastic matches.
Yeah. Now,
like I said, there's a lot of lint on that.
Speaking to names we can't pronounce correctly, if he came to America, Takahashi.
Hiromu Takahashi. So, update. Takahashi watch. I guess it'll be 2019.
Really. I mean, he almost broke his neck.
He almost died.
Yeah.
He almost died.
From a Phoenix Plex. From Dragon League.
At the G1 special in San Francisco.
Exactly. Takahashi was victorious against Lito.
He was victorious. But
the belief is he suffered a broken neck during the botch spot.
Well, he did.
Just get keep reading everything.
You gonna talk about William Shatner?
Yes.
You do William Shatner? Yes. The Takahashi lost the match. She gets Dragon. No, he just won. But I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, the Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that New Japan doctors have given Takahashi a 9 to 12 month recovery time before he's able to make his in-ring return, which sucks. Which makes sense though. But doctors weren't able to find any nerve damage, which is a positive sign. All it will take is waiting for the bones to heal in Takahashi's case. Takahashi can be athletic and start training once again in 6 months. Due to the aggressive style he works, however, the doctors want him to wait an extra 3 months so he can fully heal up before he gets back to the LIJ style of being crazy.
It sucks for Takahashi because he's so aggressive and reckless.
I guess it was kind of bound. I don't want to say that, but
I mean, when you wrestle, I'm not saying he wrestles reckless, but
he's super.
When you
dangerous.
When you wrestle to put on a good show and you throw caution to the wind,
eventually it's gonna catch up to you.
It's
gonna catch up, and it did, sadly, and it really sucks. I mean, So I didn't look this up or not. Did they? Did he drop the junior heavyweight title? Did they script him of the title?
I don't know if they stripped him or not.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Sorry, I've been yawning the whole time. I'm tired.
He said, I've been working all day, slaving my life away.
I've worked for the freaking so many hours.
Apparently, he's still the champion.
That's good.
So, that this is WWE World. The next day, they'd be like...
Oh, yeah, they'd stripped him the next day.
So, I don't know what they're... I mean, he's going to be out for a year. They're going to have to eventually be like, hey...
Yeah, they'll have to get...
They'll have to take it away from him because he won't be able to defend it.
Yeah. That's all the squash news we have.
The squash news.
But...
I've been thinking, I've been conjuring up some ideas. We need to pump some more videos out.
We do.
We need to pump more videos out, get more content out.
We're going to try to work on more content for you guys.
I hope so. I mean, I've kind of been throwing around ideas. Like I said,
we don't want to spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil that one. That one's good. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
We're going to end this episode without
on a cliffhanger.
Spoilers.
On a cliffhanger. Exactly. Spoiler-free podcast.
So if you make it this far, highly doubt you will.
I hope you did. I appreciate
subscribe,
it.
Like
Share.
We did earlier.
Shameless plug.
Everything will be in the description below.
All the social media is down there.
We're going to get more content out as soon as we can.
So we have ideas.
Yeah.
I have ideas.
So, guys, be good. Be safe. Peace out. Too sweet.